You know, the Temperance card is probably one of the most misunderstood cards in the entire tarot deck. We tend to look at it and just think, okay, be patient, wait it out. But what if that simple idea is just a cover for something way more powerful? What if it's actually an instruction for a kind of active, magical transformation? Okay, let's just dive right in. On one hand, you've got the common view of temperance. It's passive. It's about patience, self-control, just waiting. But on the other hand, you have its hidden identity, what's often called art. And this is all about active synthesis, transformation, and straight-up creation. It's really the difference between waiting for a storm to pass and actually learning how to build an arc. So, how in the world did a simple card about being moderate balloon into this profound symbol of spiritual alchemy? Well, to really get that, we need to take a look at how its image and its meaning have shifted and deepened over the centuries. It all started way back in the 15th century as a pretty straightforward cardinal virtue. You'd see a woman just watering down wine. Simple. But then in decks like the Tarot de Marseille, she gets wings, she becomes an angel, and that elevates the whole concept. Fast forward to the 19th century, and you've got occultists seeing this angel as mixing the elixir of life itself. And then finally, in the 20th century, Aleister Crowley comes along and just renames it art, locking it in as the absolute centerpiece of spiritual alchemy. To really wrap our heads around this, we've got to break down the most famous version of this card, the one from the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Seriously, every single little detail here is a piece of the puzzle, and it all points to this powerful lesson about balance and, more importantly, integration. First off, just look at the angel. It's deliberately androgynous. It's not meant to be male or female. And that's not just some artistic choice, right? It's the core of the teaching. This angel represents a state of being that has gone beyond simple earthly opposites. It's a unified higher self, acting as a go-between for our world in the divine. And this idea of integration, oh, it is everywhere you look. Check out the stance, one foot on the land, the material world, and one in the water, the emotional unconscious world. Total balance. And the water flowing between the cups, it's defying gravity. That's your clue that this is a magical process, not a mundane one. Look off in the distance. There's a clear path leading to a rising sun. That's the journey to enlightenment. And get this, even on the angel's robe, the Hebrew letters for God, IHVH, are hidden, showing that this being has fully woven divine mystery into its very fabric. Okay, now lean in and look closely at that little symbol on the angel's chest. You've got a square, which represents our physical, everyday self, the body, our passions. Then you've got the triangle, which is our divine, spiritual self. But here's the absolute key. The triangle is inside the square. The message is crystal clear. This isn't about escaping your body to find your spirit. It's about bringing that eternal, divine energy down into the container of your ordinary life. So this idea of integration gets put on steroids by Aleister Crowley. He didn't see temperance as some passive, quiet state. Oh no. For him, it was an active, powerful, deliberate process he called art. And to really get Crowley's vision here, you have to know his famous definition of magic. He said it's the science and art of causing change to occur in conformity with will. The art card is the poster child for this idea. It's not about passively finding balance. It's about actively creating it through a focused, intentional act. And this art he's talking about, it has a very specific rhythm. Solve and coagula. Dissolve and congeal. So first comes solve. That's the work of the death card, where the old, rigid parts of yourself are broken down and purified. Then comes coagula, and that is the work of the art card. This is where you take all those purified, broken-down pieces and skillfully put them back together into something totally new, a stronger, higher version of yourself. This complete fusion is exactly what makes the art card so different from, say, the Lovers. In the Lovers, you still have separate opposites, the red lion, the white eagle. It's a card about analysis and making a choice. But in art, they have totally merged. The lion is now white, the eagle is now red. They've literally exchanged their essence. It's not about choice anymore. It's about complete synthesis. I mean, just look at the central figure in Crowley's card. It makes this so explicit. It's this fused, two-headed being pouring fire and water into a golden cauldron. So what's the cauldron? It's you. It's the human body. It's the crucible where this alchemical marriage happens, where you literally forge a new reality inside yourself. Okay, so why? What's the ultimate goal of all this intense alchemical work?
Well, the card's hidden layers in astrology and Kabbalah point us directly toward its true target.
If you look at the Kabbalistic tree of life, this card represents the path of Samek. That's the direct bridge connecting our unconscious mind, represented by the moon, to our higher self, which is the sun. And get this, the word Samek actually means prop or support. Why? Because this path is the spiritual backbone that supports our entire journey from just being a personality to becoming a soul. Astrologically, the card is Sagittarius, the archer. And wow, the symbolism is just perfect, isn't it? The centaur itself is a fusion of animal instinct and human intellect. The arrow represents our directed will, our focused intention. And where's it aimed? Straight for the higher self. The rainbow that you often see with this card is that bridge we build to get from our mundane life to a divine one. So you've got the angel, the alchemist, the archer, all of this incredibly rich, dense symbolism. But it all comes down to a single, powerful instruction, and it's hidden inside a pretty mysterious alchemical acronym. That acronym is VITRIOL. And spelled out right on the border of Crawley's art card is the Latin phrase, it stands for Visita Interiora Terrae, Rectifiendo Invenies Occultum Lapidem. So what does that mean? Translated, it's visit the interior of the earth. By rectification, you shall find the hidden stone. This is it. This is the secret. A direct command. The interior of the earth is your own deepest self, your psyche. Rectification is the art of purifying what you find down there. And the hidden stone? That's your true perfected self, the philosopher's stone. Here's a great way to think about it. The entire process is like tempering steel. Life brings the fire, the challenges that heat you up. Then you use the water of your own reflection and consciousness to cool down. And repeating this process over and over doesn't break you. It forges you into something that is both way stronger and way more flexible, able to handle anything. Ultimately, the great work of alchemy is about taking your ordinary self and turning it into your miraculous self. It's about consciously, artfully combining all the different elements of your life to create something greater than the sum of its parts. So the question Temperance really leaves us with is this: what is your base matter, just waiting to be transformed?